Wow, really? The fourth stimulus check for $1,400. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to intriguing discussions that could impact millions and millions of Americans. The prospect of $1,400 fourth stimulus check in 2024. Today, we'll be going to unravel the details of the proposal targeting the Social Security, including retirement, disability, SSDI survivors, VA, SSI, RRB, low income and no income individuals. And without further ado, let's come over to the highlight of the focus of this discussion. Now, you might be wondering, is this for real? Well, that's the question I'm here to answer. And the proposal is targeted on highly focused group. It's about 110 million Americans out of our total population of 334 million. But why such precision? Let me deep dive into the details. Alright guys, so a recently released report shed some light onto the effectiveness of the approach in avoiding the inflation and rapidly infusing money into the economy. Basically, it's a strategic move that prioritizes the approaches how to send out the stimulus check and which group of people we should send out the stimulus check money, and it's a strategic move that different from the broader stimulus check sending out approach that we have experienced into the 2020 and 2021. In the year 2020 and 2021, these stimulus checks were targeted to about 85% of the population, a wide range of population. Those checks resulted in a significant inflation and a supply chain issue that we are still grappling with today. Now, as we navigate through these challenges, I understand your question swirling into the community. Will another round of stimulus check will be issued or not? When we can expect the next round of stimulus check, especially for those onto the fixed income? The details does matter a lot, and the report that we are going to discuss today highlights the potential effectiveness of a focused stimulus check for both economy and the stimulus check recipients. However, guys, before we deep dive into the exact details, exact numbers, I wanted to take a moment to express my gratitude to your presence. If you haven't yet subscribed, consider subscribing and make sure to hit that like. That does help a lot. Also, share your thoughts. What can I do to better serve you? Please do let me know into the comment section below. And without further ado, let's unpack the numbers. Let's get into the details. Alright guys, now let's deep dive into the heart of the matter, the numbers. Now, with the current US population of around 334 million people, this report indicates a significant portion of the population, approximately 110 million individuals, as a low income category. These people are falling below $40,000 annual income threshold, and this is the group of people which is a focal point of the proposed stimulus check. So in terms of the specific details, specific numbers, $40,000 annual income, those people falling below these threshold, which will be the highly focused targeted audience for the stimulus check. Now, if you check out the previous rounds of stimulus check into the 2020 and 2021, those stimulus checks were reaching to about 85% of the population, costing nearly $900 billion. That's a lot. And as a result, the inflation is lingering and the supply chain issues are still going on. And as a result, this report suggests that a more targeted approach can achieve similar economic situation at a fraction of the cost, which is highly efficient. And that's why we need to understand the low income dynamics, how low income individuals function. Now, why specifically target the low income individuals? That's a great question, and that's where studies come in handy. Well, these studies reveal that about one third of the population, those people with the low income below $40,000 threshold, are swift spenders. They spend the money very rapidly, and this group injects the money into the economy very rapidly, focusing on to their necessities, things like clothing, food, shelter, transportation. This is the primary category of their spending. As they spend the money very rapidly, they do help out in recovering the economy very rapidly, as different sectors of the economy get flourished by those amounts of funds spent by these low income fixed income individuals. And that's where the cost effectiveness of the stimulus becomes highly effective. Now, let's talk about the cost of this targeted stimulus check. Well, the cost of this targeted stimulus check is mere $154 billion, which is a fraction of the cost than the prior investment of $900 billion. Now, $154 billion is a significantly smaller investment compared to the broader round of stimulus check that we have sent out into the past. Therefore, lawmakers routinely handle several hundreds of billion-dollar packages, making these proposals both feasible and very cost effective in terms of helping out the economy as well. And that moves us to the next important point onto the economic stimulus. What sets this proposal apart from the prior rounds of stimulus check is emphasis on to stimulating the economy for goods and services rather than mere paying down the debts. This is very important, and this targeted approach ensures that money serves its best purpose to help stimulating the economy. Now you might be wondering, why focus on to the low income individuals? Well, studies consistently highlight that these are the golden part of the economic impacting portion. Unlike the higher income groups, the low income fixed income individuals are more likely to spend the stimulus money as intended. That's why this is the fascinating exploration of the economic dynamics surrounding the proposed $1,400 fourth stimulus check. Now let's address the past inflation and supply chain issues. Now we can't ignore the elephant into the room, the lingering effects of the past inflation. Yes, we are still grappling with the consequence of the inflation, but here is the realization, guys. This inflation has emerged from this situation. Do we really need to send out the stimulus check to the 85% of the population? Resounding the answer is no. Sending out the stimulus checks to such a broader audience has led to the chain of the issues, including inflation and supply chain challenges. And the real aim in times of economic contraction or recession is to stimulate or revitalize the economy. And here is where our journey moves into the targeted approach. Targeted approach is more efficient in terms of helping out the economy, as well as how much stimulus fund do we need from the government. In the midst of numerous studies compelling relevation services, as low-income individuals, approximately 110 million people, are the strong group of people, are the highly focused targeted group. That's because they spend the money quickly, injecting it directly into the economy, and this creates a stimulative effect, what we have seen with a broader stimulus check sent out to 85% of the population. However, guys, the key distinction lies into the spending behavior of the low-income individuals. Unlike those who saved or paid down the debts, this group swiftly utilized the funds, propelling the economy forward very rapidly. Now let's clarify something very crucial. Well, there is a strong advocacy for stimulating the economy. It doesn't mean disregarding responsible financial behavior, paying down the debts, including credit card balances. It's a commendable practice, and it's essential to recognize that it isn't commendament. Now, as we move forward, the most important question arises: how can we inject the money without fueling inflation and supply chain issues? Well, the solution lies in strategic mitigation. What if we send the stimulus check exclusively to the low income individuals, highly focused, highly targeted group poised to spend the money very swiftly, primarily onto their necessities such as clothing, food, shelter, transportation, and gas? Beauty of this approach is that it avoids the negative recursion as we have witnessed into the past. And here is the game changer: the cost comparison of sending out $1,400 stimulus check to approximately 110 million low-income fixed-income individuals cost nearly $154 billion. In contrast, sending it to 85% of the population cost nearly $900 billion spending. Now, when checks were sent to the 85% of the population, this difference is staggering, and this targeted approach not only minimizes the cost, but it also serves a more effective economic stimulation approach. That's why it's more suitable, more likely for all those politicians, lawmakers, and that's why it comes down to the next important point: the legislative feasibility. Some might question that the feasibility of such approach, but let's not forget that lawmakers routinely pass hundreds and billions of dollars of package. It's a common occurrence that is well within the realm of possibility for them to implement this targeted stimulus check plan, and the potential benefit far outweigh the perceived challenges. On top of that, this is the election year. 2024 will be the election year, and guess what? Politicians love to make promises. They want to keep their jobs, and I'm not taking any sort of a political stance, but here is the thing, guys. In order to grab your attention, policymakers will love to make promises, will be likely going to propose next rounds of stimulus check during these crucial times. So in conclusion, the proposal to send out 1,400 stimulus check to 110 million low-income individuals isn't just a financial adjustment, it's a strategic economic move that minimizes the risk, maximizing effectiveness, and paves a way forward for responsible economic revitalization. So as we navigate through the discussions, we need to keep eye on to the economic horizon, all the important indicators, and we need to be ready to adopt the future that prioritizes both fiscal year responsibility and targeted economic growth. Thank you so much for joining us today. I look forward for your thoughts in the comments down below. Make sure to hit that like, share this video, subscribe, and this is Kedar from How to Guys. See you in the next video.